Hi, this is Jeffrey Rhoades from experimentalhomesteader.com, and we did receive this item for free or at a reduced price for honest opinions. All opinions are our own. And this is the My Garden Post vertical garden system.
Drip irrigation.
And what we're doing today, we already assembled the post in an earlier video. Now we're installing the drip irrigation system for the post. And I wanted to show you the post itself requires no tools, okay, to assemble it. This section does require a couple of tools. You need a tape measure or a ruler or some measuring device and a pair of scissors, because what you're doing is cutting the rubber tubing into sections to run through the post. Now I've pre-cut most of this tubing already, and one of the nice things, it comes with two sets of labels. Okay, I've already pre-labeled all but one piece of tubing. Okay, separate these out. Okay, I cut this length, I labeled this end of it, and I wanted to show you. You peel the label off, place it on here, wrap it around, okay? And this makes it easy to identify each tube as you put it into the post, okay? The directions provide you with the lengths of each piece that you have to cut, including the drip tubes lengths. There are 4 4-inch pieces for that, and the connectors for underneath for connecting all of these tubes together. There are 3 2-inch lengths that you have to cut. So these are my 4-inch lengths over here. These are my 2-inch lengths here, and then these are my 5 tubes of varying lengths from, I have a 2-foot, 3-foot, 4-foot, 5-foot, and 6-foot tubing. Then we also have our drip pieces. There are 5 of these. There are 7 of these. Because your larger pots require 2 of these for each pot. And these will go at the ends of our tubing. These are our connector pieces that we're going to be using to connect the tubings together. And I will demonstrate how to do those. These are for connecting to the tubing to hold them in place in your pot so that they drip in the right location. We have these pieces here that go with the timer regulator. This is the filter. Remember just what I'm talking about here. This is the backflow preventer, the pressure regulator, and the tubing adapter. Okay, and these will be assembled together and attached to this, and then this is the piece the tubing will go into, and it is a one-way. Once you insert the tubing into it, it stays in place. It won't come back out. So I'm going to wait to install this until much later, once we figure out where we're going to install this. Because once I cut everything, this is the excess that I'm going to use to connect from here to the post. There's just slightly over 11 feet of excess here. All told, the tubing was about 33 feet in length. So, but I've got about a little over 11 feet left, so that we'll need to place this within 11 feet of our water supply, our water source. Okay, so give me just a moment and I'll be back and show you how to install all of this into the post. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I have section A5, and it's just going to insert into the top of the post here, and I'm going to just feed it down the post. Okay, and I'm going to leave just a little bit of it hanging out at the top here. Okay, now this should okay, I'm going to slide this open and reach inside. Okay, there's the tubing. Okay, I kind of thought maybe it would hang up inside there. And we're just going to feed it the rest of the way down into the next section. Okay. Whoops. I do not want the whole thing to go in. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
maybe a piece of tape on that to hold it in place might be a good idea.
or just leaving it hanging a little bit further out than what I had it. Okay. So that was A5. Next we have A4.
Okay. Where does A4 go?
A4 goes right into this one.
Okay.
This is each piece. This piece is 6 feet in length. This piece is 5 feet in length.
Okay.
So it's 1 foot less.
Okay.
And I can already tell that this is possibly bunching up in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll get this one in there. Okay. There's that one. Then we do A3 on the other side over here. These are the ones for the small pots at the top. And as soon as I get this one fed in, I'm going to pull this apart and make sure that I have all 3 tubes running down and out and into the next section. Okay.
Is it bunching a little bit? Yes.
Okay, that's A3. And there's A4. Okay.
Do you still have some bunching?
A little bit. It's not bad, and that's the nice thing about this. It does come apart fairly easily, so that you can reach inside and pull it down.
And of course, once you get this set up once, that's it.
Pretty much, yeah. You don't have to fiddle with it again.
Yeah.
But now I can put this back together like that, and I've got my tubings set in here, and I can lay this down and reach up inside this portion. Okay, there's my A5, there's my A3, and A4. Okay, so these just come right on down here, and now I can send these on in just a little bit further. Okay, so I have plenty of length at the bottom here, so that when I attach all of these together, I have enough. And there are slots here, so that I can actually put them in 2 slots and connect them around and have everything connected very nicely. Now I'm going to insert A2 next. Upright. Okay. A2 is right over here. And we're just going to send it right on down in there. Okay. A1. Over. A1.
Are you having problems up there?
I think it just, when I put it in, it threaded upward instead of downward.
Ah, that's not a good thing.
So, yeah. Now let's see. There we go. Okay, so I've got them all threaded through. So I'm going to lean this back. And as you can see, I have all of them coming out down here. Now, I'm going to take these 2-inch pieces here. I'm going to insert connectors here. Okay. Okay. And okay. So far this is what we're looking at. Okay. One more connector down here at this end. Okay. And you do want to try and make sure that you cut all of your pieces of tubing straight so that they mesh up really well on here and you don't cause any leaks. Because if you cut it at an angle at all, it's not going to form up correctly and you're going to potentially have leaks. So now we are going to find A5. A5 is going to connect up this end down here. Okay. Then we're going to have A4. It's going to connect here. Okay. And then A3. A2. And A1. Okay, so now I have them all connected, okay, and I am going to, let's see, where am I? Just sliding them into these various slots so that it all is contained very nicely up in the base. I have one more connector over here that I'm going to connect up our excess length, and it's going to connect to this point here and come right out over through this slot right here and be able to go wherever it is that we're going to connect up to our water supply. So next we set this back up. Actually, I think I will go ahead and connect this up real quick. Sorry. Okay. This way I can just set the excess right up here on top.
I think we could probably use a little piece of tape to just hold it in place.
Yeah. Okay, now. For your larger pots, you're going to be running two pieces, two drips. So we want a T on each end of this, and we're going to add a 4-inch length of tubing. Okay. I'll do this to the other one as well. There's that. And this is really pretty simple to put together. It all just kind of slides together. You know, a little bit of pressure and you've got it in there. Okay. These are the drip ends. This is the end that goes into the tubing. You can see that it has a ridge to it, and that will hold it. Once the tubing goes on there, it'll hold it in place. And this end is just an opening, so it'll drip out. And we're going to put one on each end here. You just snug them down. Okay. Do the same thing with the small ones.
Except they only get one,
They
right?
just get one. These for the small pots because this, you know, they're not going to require as much water. So. Now, I can reinstall my pots. And you do want to, on these pots, make sure that you are installing them from the bottom up, starting with your bigger pots, and snug them down. This way it stays balanced and you have less chance of it tipping over. If you try to start at the top and work your way down, you have a really good chance that it's going to have enough weight at the top and you could it could tip over and you could lose everything. Okay. Whoops. Ah, missed the clip. Okay. There we go. Clip first, then pot. Okay. There we go. And then we also have our little clips here. These are just going to clip right onto the tubing. Clips onto the tubing, and then you just insert it into your soil and hold your drip wherever you want it, and you can adjust it how you want, and these will go on each one of these. And if you have, if you have excess, you can pull it out or push it back in, depending on where you want it exactly. And with this, you can also, move it around so that if you have something that you want a little more water than something else in the same pot, you can adjust it. And as I said before, we do have the plugs for the bottoms of the pots. So depending on which pots you want dripping into the ones below, okay. Okay, so there's all of that. Very easy, all fits together very nicely. Like I said, the only tools that I had to have was a tape measure and a pair of scissors. Everything else, it was all just very simple, didn't take much time, and this is just a wonderful system, and I'm looking forward to getting some stuff growing in these and seeing just a bounty of plants, because I think this is going to be a great system. And here, okay. So this is this is what it should look like when it's growing, and I think this is great. Very simple. So, thank you. Have a great night.